All right, let's do a weekend market analysis. It's been a while since I did a video. I think like 2 weeks. Just been very, very busy at work, and I haven't been able to see what the hell is going on in the market because I did not expect all of this move up. I think the last video I did, markets were around about here or so. And by all means, I was expecting this guy to push it down, to come down at least one more time, right? And for this guy to make another attempt. So I thought if all of this move up is going to happen, so if prices are going to come up to this level, it's first going to come down and then go up. I was completely wrong. Instead, market has just pushed up, which surprised the hell out of me and made me want to stand back and see what's going on. And having looked at this, so in the last 2 weeks, I've been staying away from the markets just to keep my eyes away from it, for the most part, I should say. I've been looking at it maybe once a day on average, but for the most part I've just been staying away and looking at the markets now with fresh eyes. I still don't know what the hell is going on, because it now looks as though prices want to, well, let me backtrack. It looks as though prices are being controlled by the higher time frames. So what I mentioned earlier was on the daily time frame, which by all means does control the market from a daily and downwards time frame, if that makes sense. But right now it looks as though the higher time frame guys, the monthly and weekly, are in control. Now, looking at this from the monthly view, on FTSE, it seems as though the buyers have made, so this level here, where they made an attempt several times before, they've now made an attempt with power this time round. So it looks as though prices want to come to this level, which is fine. I just wasn't expecting prices to react from here the way it did. I thought we would see a push downwards to most likely here before prices push up, but buyers are reacting from here. So here's where they've made an attempt from. I'm not sure on this market. This market is hard to read right now. It looks as though, yes, it does want to go at least to this level, possibly even push up further, which would just completely be a curveball. Alternatively, we also have this resistance, right? So at any moment, sellers could push it back down. Let's have a look at other markets to see what's happening. See, buyers are coming in strong in other markets. So it looks as though this move up is over, and now we're going for another leg up, which is all good. I just didn't expect this leg up to start from here. I think down here would have made more sense, but markets don't have to make sense. Let's quickly have a look at others. Yeah, across the board we seem to have power. Now Wall Street, I think, is leading the way. But I just think this is way overpriced, extremely overpriced. And although this move up suggests, because of the strength of it and the length of it, suggests this move is going up to challenge this level again, I wouldn't be comfortable saying, yeah, buyers are here and going to go past here, and buying here was a good move. I don't think buying at any level now is a good move. I think even though this is currently going up with steam, I say that because sellers could react at any point. You have sellers pretty much from here to here. All of these guys are sellers, right? All of these wicks, sellers could react from those levels. And it will make, looking at this view, it will make more sense that we've had, so this push and then this push and then this push, which is also a stronger push than the previous push. It will make more sense that you'll have at least one more push down. I would have thought the push down would have been not up here. Excuse me. Not up here, but somewhere here. And then I thought, okay, maybe this guy would have pushed it down, but he didn't. Prices came down and then went back up. So we're now at this level up here, waiting to see what this guy does. The problem is the buyers have come in with such power that it's very unlikely that this guy will hit it from here and take prices all the way down. In other words, these buyers will need to be faded out before you can say, okay, the sellers are ready to hit it down. And I do believe they're still going to hit it down. I'm just not able to see where they're going to hit it from. Also now on this market, this is starting to turn just ever so slightly. So what I would like to see on this market is for prices to start to fade, the buyers to start to fade out slowly. And then I can say, okay, this level, where are we? Yeah, this level, sellers are very likely to hit it. Right now, I don't think they'll be willing to do so with the current level of strength of the buyers. We've had this push up, and then ever since it's been, so we have all of this, right? It's very exaggerated because you can say this is one leg up and then counting the second leg or seeing where the second leg is difficult, because you can say all of these, right, means that all of this is one leg. It just came up with struggle, right? But it's all one leg. And if that is all one leg, we know we're definitely having another leg up. But the leg hasn't ended yet, because I don't see where the leg has ended. I don't think this pullback is deep enough, or I don't think it's deep enough, and I don't think it's lasted as a pullback long enough to call it a pullback and say that this leg ended there and now this is a third leg going up. I think it's more true that all of this is a secondary leg and we haven't seen the end of it just yet. So if that is the case, the question is, where does this leg, where is it likely to end? As in, when the sellers come in, where are they likely to come down to? Here's an obvious level, as well as here with this gap, most likely looking to be closed soon, right? So I think once we have a pull back to at least this level one more time, we can say this leg has officially ended here. But right now it's hard, and this leg has ended here, and we're going to have another leg up, and that leg up will be aiming to go past this level, assuming this is the level that sellers come in from to end this leg. That's what I'm seeing on this market. The trouble is, other markets are not quite correlating with that thinking. Because now look at this. On this market, we have this push up, and fair enough, you can say, okay, this push up ended because we know it ended because of this retracement. Okay, so now the secondary push up, this one has done all of that. It's very exaggerated. I mean, just look, just went up, and then that, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense at all. And all of these pushes, or let's see what the volume is like actually. Let me close this. I'm looking at this volume down here. All right. It's not huge, but at the same time, it's not small enough for me to say, yes, this is a faker. A faker being buyers have pushed it to attract more people to buy so that they can stop buying and sellers can come in to go down. I guess we'll see when the markets open this week. But so far, if this is the pullback, I think the levels I mentioned earlier, so here, the equivalence is here and here. And on this market, it might even come down to here. But in order for the sellers to pull back and for us to say this leg has ended, they'll at the very least need to combat this guy who made this last push up. And they'll have a long way to go to combat that. All of that is to say, on this market, what I'm seeing is that sellers first have to come down to this level, and because this guy came up with strength, is most likely going to react one more time at least. So we have another push up before sellers come down with power to break this level, right? To completely break this level in order for a pullback to happen deep enough and for a lengthy amount of time enough for us to be convinced that, okay, this push up has now ended. So all of that is to say, this push up is definitely not ended yet, and it doesn't look like it will be ending anytime soon. And if that is the case, I'm trying to make an assessment on when this pullback is likely to happen, and I don't think it will be this month. because we still need all of this to happen, right? The buyers to fade and for the sellers to come in to pull back. And then we can say, okay, this secondary push up has ended because of this pullback, and we're now going for a third leg. That's what I'm seeing in this market in Germany. To add to all of that confusion, FTSE is a mess, a complete mess. Because in FTSE, in all the markets, in those two markets I just looked at, we didn't have this lower low, right? So this leg that came down was on other markets was higher than this leg. So we could have said buyers made an attempt, a first attempt here, and then a secondary attempt is this leg. On this market though, all of this is only the first leg, the first attempt. So the attempt isn't this. The first attempt is all of that, which, as I mentioned with other markets, hasn't ended yet. So we need a pullback. And on this market, so we need a pullback that's either deep enough, so one that comes down, most likely to here again, or a pullback that lasts for a long span of time. So if markets don't reach down this level but ranges around here, then we can say, okay, markets haven't come down to here, but it's hung about without making a higher high, which will give us enough confidence to say this leg has officially ended, and we're most likely either going to have a continuation from here or a deep enough pullback. And on this market especially, I think it's the former is more likely, as in we'll most likely have a range on here and then something that breaks this level. Because remember, this market is in a rush to at least get up to this level. The only issue is we have sellers all around here. That could be a huge resistance for the buyers. Yeah, it's just so messy and different to the other two markets. The details of it, I should say, is different. I think it's cleaner on the details of all of this move, all these buyers. It's cleaner on Wall Street. It's easier to see, as in when all of this mess plays out, I think on Wall Street it will be easier to see when this ends and when the buyers go up for another leg. It'll be easier to see it on this market than the other two markets. This one's technically cleaner as far as I'm concerned. FTSE is the most messy, because not only is it operating differently to the other two, it's also lagging behind the other two. So it wouldn't surprise me if we have a big spike at some point, similar to how we have this on this market. So something like this wouldn't surprise me on FTSE. And in fact, this coming week there's a finance statement that will affect the markets. So this could be an opportunity for buyers to push up, to have that spike the way Germany have spiked. And that will completely throw all of this move up out the window. Because if we were to have a spike up, this leg wouldn't be over. it would just be exaggerated. So we'll have that, and then an exaggerated move up. And if we were to have that, similar to Germany, we'll have to wait for at least this level, or wherever the push-up starts from, whether it's here or here. We'd have to fade them, at least fade that level out, which will mean sellers aren't going to come in for a very long time. And if that is the case, when they do come in, they're going to come in hard. Because on one hand, you can look at this and say, head and shoulders, or reverse head and shoulders, which means what? When this level's broken, we have this amount of distance to cover on the upside. That's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is to say, yes, this is a head and shoulders that's forming, and everyone will be expecting this level of distance to be covered up here, but actually these are just buyers attracting more people to buy so that they can take their money out of the markets, so they can sell to the buyers. In other words, this going up past this level is a trap that's forming, which to me is the more likely outcome. I mean, this is just too obvious. If I can see it, everyone will be looking at it and saying, yep, the conventional thinking is once this level is broken, you then buy, which will be what the big boys want. The big players want people to buy so that they can sell hard to reach this level, if not go lower. That's what I'm thinking on here, which will mean in the long run, buying will be very dangerous. And the higher up this goes, the more I'll be inclined to not trust the buyers, because all of this extreme moves is just calling for more people to be attracted to the buy side, so that sellers, or the people who are currently buying, can pull their money out, and everyone else who's now looking to jump on board are stuck. They won't see this as a trap, and once they start to buy more, sellers will start to come in, because to be a seller you need buyers, right? If the goal is to get down here, let me clear this up a bit. If the goal is to get down here, you need to attract people to buy, right? If everyone's selling, no one's buying. And if everyone's buying, no one's selling. So if you want to get down here, if you want to pull the money out, you need to sell to buyers, which means you need to attract people to buy, which means having a dash of an evil mindset. You inflate things to attract buyers, and then you take your money out when more and more people, the 99% of people, view this as a buy, which will make perfect sense, because in the higher time frame, as I mentioned, it's a reverse head and shoulders that seems to be forming. And the convention is once prices go past here, you then buy, only for sellers to pull their money out. Sellers being those who are inflating this by buying more and more. Once they attract more conventional buyers, retail buyers, they then pull their money out because they will have enough people to sell to get down to here. That's my thinking on this. I just don't believe all of this exaggerated moves. It's too exaggerated for my liking. Look at this. Doesn't make sense at all. So you're telling me this guy, right, who made all of that move, didn't react again? And in fact did the opposite? So these guys who sold here likely had their stops around about here, which makes sense as to when prices didn't go down, it just shot up, right? It shot way up because all of these are stops which are being executed. Those who sold here had their stops, let's say here. Which makes perfect sense. Yeah, this is more which made prices shoot all the way up. So stop losses being executed here, and then people seeing this move as buyers are going up even more, so they buy even more and more, which is what the buyers want, to attract people so that they can sell. I don't believe this move up as a genuine one. Up to a certain point, up to here, maybe, right? Well, you have this big push up, and then an even bigger push up. So we're still gonna go up. I don't think sellers are gonna push down harder. So I think when markets open this coming week, I think prices are still gonna go up even more. And now this level is the new SNR. But for sellers to come down here, they first need to fade out these buyers, which will take a long time. I'll be shocked. So I think the UK news announcement is on Thursday. I'll be shocked if prices come down. I think it's more likely that this is gonna push up. I think it's gonna accelerate, just like Germany. When it gets to this level, I think it's gonna accelerate even more. Yeah, that's my thinking on this so far. But I'm going to just be looking at markets and seeing what's forming. Right now, I'm still very much... I still need more data to make a solid solid, or should I say, a more confident analysis of what's happening. One thing I can say for certain, all of these buyers, I do not believe them. I don't believe this can sustain. I think it needs to come down to at least this level again before a push up with power. This doesn't convince me as a powerful move up. I think it's a trick. It's a trap. It's a trap to get buyers, more people to buy, to have confidence to buy, so that the players who want to sell have people to sell to, have buyers to sell to. Because ultimately this level and beyond, downwards, is their goal. I am not convinced by this push up at all. The trouble is, I think it will take several weeks at least, if not months, for all of this to play out. I think if I were to give a prediction, we will know this leg will come to an end by some point in December. When people start to take their money out, it will come to an end and most likely come down to this level, and then buyers will make another attempt upwards in the new year, and it will seem all good. First quarter of next year will seem all good. It might even lead to second quarter, but I'm convinced that this is a trap. If it wasn't, buyers didn't have power down here, but they have power here and here. No, I'm not buying it. Not buying this move at all. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep my eye on the market, but let more data come in so I can have a better sense of what's happening. And I'll have videos. I'll try to get back to daily videos because I really do miss it. Even if I'm just having a look at it, even if it's just, I don't know, 5-minute videos. If I'm doing them daily and then over the weekend I do a more thorough review of things to see where we are. Yeah, I want to get back to that. So if not, I you know what, I will aim to get back to that next week. So I'll leave it there for now. Bye for now.